What is going on YouTube? This is Jim back with another review. Today taking a look at Rain on Your Parade. This is from Unbound Creations. It actually came out yesterday, April 15th, 2021. And while it did launch on multiple platforms, I played it on Xbox GamePass for the PC. And that's what you're looking at now, is some game capture from that. Did I like the game? Did I love the game? Find out as soon as you subscribe. All right, so let's dive into Rain on Your Parade. This game seems to take a lot of inspiration from Untitled Game. This game seems to take a lot of inspiration from a lot of memes and other video game tropes and pop culture items, and I have to say I loved it. The entire playthrough took me about, I'd say 2.5 hours. There is bonus content that is unlocked. There is a new game plus that is unlocked, and there is a lot to do. I'm not going to say a golden path that I did check out every single of the 50 levels. I didn't necessarily complete every single objective, but that's okay. I got a really good feel for the game, and I played through the entire thing with a smile on my face, and I think you guys would really, really like it. This game is best described as like a fun little mayhem creating game, and while they do wrap it up in a story of a grandfather telling his grandson a bedtime story, and while they do interlace the legend of you, which is Cloudy, and all of the friends you meet and all of the enemies you make along the way, the gist of the game is to complete objectives, typically by creating mayhem. And sometimes the mayhem is just as simple as literally raining on people, like you see here, raining on the parade. Sometimes there are more things to do. Now, you'll notice that each level does have a star next to it. The quest in the upper left-hand corner. Some have a star next to them. Those are the ones you have to complete in order to proceed to the next level. But you don't have to do all of the missions if you don't want to. If you do, you will unlock bonus cosmetics, which you'll see here in a minute, which allow you to customize the way you look. But those are completely optional. You could play the game very, very basic, just as the basic Cloud flying around. But don't be deceived. Let this game kind of, play it out. I think a lot of people may look at this and go, oh, okay, I got it, I'm done. But it has a layer of depth to it, which does become incredibly more rewarding on later levels, particularly in some of these really tangential levels that have multiple objectives to complete. And I'll talk about those in a minute. But first, it's not just about the rain. Rain is a big part of it. Obviously, that's what clouds do, is they rain on people. But as the game progresses, you will unlock additional powers. You'll unlock lightning bolts. You'll unlock the ability to summon tornadoes, and you'll unlock the ability to snow on people, all of which, when combined together, can create some pretty hysterical effects. Now, the basic gist of the game is kind of, sailing around and either dousing or lightning bolting people. Is that even a verb? Snowing on people, or using the tornado to collect them. But you'll find that the simulation does have a lot going for it. For example, when you sail over a smoke cloud, for example, your rain will change from regular water to oil. Well, oil is flammable. You can strike it with a lightning bolt and create fire rather, and you can start to make the fire pattern spread to other things. You'll find that snow is slippery, and you can put snow in front of a car, like when it's going around a turn on a highway, and it can careen off into the ditch. Or you can take the tornado and whip up an enemy and throw them incredible distances with careful, when you release it like right at the apex of the turn, which it's really, really cool. And I like that. And I think you're going to have fun finding different ways to beat the level. It's not as linear, I think, as people may think. There is a little bit more complexity to it. And I think if the game just did that alone, you would enjoy it. I really do. I think if you just had those things going for you, you'd say, you know what? Cool. I got a kind of good idea. I understand what the game's about. I'm happy. I'm done. But they take it to the next level because they add in these hysterical references to other games, to other pop culture. And they make fun of themselves, they make fun of game development, they make fun of microtransactions, they make fun of stupid sequels, they make fun of Metal Gear. Well, maybe not make fun of Metal Gear, but they pay homage to it for sure. There's a Metal Gear inspired level. There's a Legend of Zelda dungeon that you actually have to navigate through this dungeon, which is hysterically funny. And the way that they kind of do it, I mean, look here, we're looking at Counter-Strike. I mean, this, come on, who doesn't remember this? I mean, this game just, it's so self-aware that it's a game, and it's just a silly, fun little adventure where you're this goofy cloud going around and raining on people and just causing mayhem. And I think it's just so entertaining for that. And I really do like it. I guess the best compliment I can give it is just play it. You know, I did pick it up on GamePass. I have played other games before that, you know, I've bought. These kind of like little mini, I want to call these like Unity games. I mean, there's definitely a collection of games that would fall into this category. I think Human Fall Flat is a good example of that, where you have these games that seem very, very like one-noted in the beginning, and it seems like, oh, this is just a very basic game. I'm just going to go around and rain on people. But it does progress, and I am just showing you the first couple levels just to get kind of a taste of it. But every little experience that you encounter in this game is radically different, whether it's just pure mayhem, whether it's sneaking around, whether it's trying to create these almost Rube Goldberg-like chain reactions where you're causing mass destruction or trying to get an objective from one thing to another. You'll find that if you shoot a lightning bolt at an enemy, for example, well, not even an enemy. I guess technically everybody's your enemy, right? I guess just the people running around. But you'll find if you shoot a lightning bolt at them, they're afraid of you. And you can kind of get behind them and steer them into things. Oncoming traffic, off a cliff, into a pen, you name it. There's a lot of different things you can do. Additionally, as you progress, the people that you're engaging with sometimes have like an umbrella. Well, you can't rain on somebody if they have an umbrella, so you have to shoot lightning at them first. And sometimes they're holding a torch. Well, you can't rain on the torch, you have to put snow on it to put it out. So like I said, there's multiple levels to it. And as you progress through each area and you do whatever the objective are, they're never the same. They are hysterical. And I think that this sandbox experience is fun because you'll never play the same way twice, and you'll definitely have a very different experience than I did. Very fondly, and then I'll wrap up this review here, but very fondly, I just did one about halfway through. There's a level you have to do where you're in a newsroom, and you have to do a couple tasks, one of which is to report on the news and report on the weather, sorry, by moving a camera and getting in position. And I had caused so much destruction at that point. There were people running around on fire. There were people that were, when they basically get encased by snow, they turn into snowmen. There was like an explosion in the background. And that's right when the mission completed. So here I am in my goofy cloud with my fireman hat in my face that's kind of clipped off because I didn't decide to redraw it, which I thought was funny in of itself. And I'm completing the objective, and everything has just gone to total hell, and the cloud's all smiling and happy, and they're like, hey, look, you're on TV. And it's so funny and so self-aware. I really can't say enough good things about it. I recommend you guys check this game out. You'll have fun with it. It's definitely a game you can play with your family. It's definitely a game you're just gonna play. You blow through it in a couple hours like me. They definitely recommend, if you are on PC like I am, they do recommend using a controller, but you're only really using the left analog stick and the face button, so it's not really that challenging of navigating. Like, I would recommend this game to a friend who isn't really that hand-eye coordinated, where you just want to have a fun little experience with a kind of goofy, quirky story and tons of odd characters. This is the game. And to take it that extra step for the true gamers, when you have references to Half-Life in there and references to memes and just making fun of gaming culture as a whole just sprinkled in there, you're going to have a ton of fun with it. So I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. Check it out. And if you did enjoy it, leave some comments below if you checked it out. If you haven't already, do so. Like I said, it just came out yesterday, so I'm on the bleeding edge here of just dumb luck that I just happened to open up the Xbox Game Pass launcher, see it, downloaded it, beat it, and had a ton of fun. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.